The smell of almond croissants had barely begun to fill the kitchen when the letter arrived. I was behind the counter piping buttercream roses onto a wedding cake when my assistant Lucy called out, "Emily, you might want to see this." She held the envelope with 2 fingers, as if it might burn her. The Hartman family crest, 3 lions, and a bundle of wheat, was embossed in red wax. That seal hadn't been used in years. Damn, my stomach tightened. I wiped my hands on a towel and took the envelope, the paper thick and expensive, the kind rich lawyers use when they want to impress you before they ruin your life. Inside was a letter from Benson and Cole, my late grandfather's legal firm. Short and formal. You are requested to attend the reading of the last updated will of Walter Hartman on Tuesday at 10 a.m. at our downtown office. There was no explanation, no reason why the will was being revisited nearly 4 years after his passing. No hint as to what had changed, but I already knew who was behind it. At Cassandra. Damn, my cousin. Even as the thoughts formed, her face emerged in my mind like a bad memory: high cheekbones, slick bun, lawyer suit sharp enough to slice a throat, and a smile with no soul behind it. We hadn't spoken in over a year, not since the last family gathering where she told my mother, loud enough for everyone to hear, that I'd played shop with pastries, and should get a real job. I finished the cake, boxed it with care, then stared at the letter until my coffee went cold. The bakery, Hartman's Oven, had been my dream since I was 19. I built it slowly, first with a food truck, then a stall at the farmer's market, then a humble storefront in our hometown of Millfield. My grandfather, Walter, had believed in me when no one else did. When he passed, he left me the building and a modest inheritance that kept the business afloat through the pandemic. Everyone in the family grumbled. No one louder than Cassandra, and now she wanted more. On Tuesday morning, I walked into the Benson and Cole office wearing my best navy dress and shoes that didn't scream, small business owner scraping by. I didn't want her to see me shaken, but she was already there, seated like a queen in one of the high-backed chairs, legs crossed, phone in hand, sipping her iced coffee as though this was a brunch meeting. "Emily," she purred, like a snake. With lip gloss. "Cassie," I said, sitting across from her. I didn't bother to smile. Mr. Cole entered with a folder and sat behind the desk. "Thank you both for coming. The reason I've called this meeting is due to the surfacing of a revised version of Walter Hartman's will, filed 2 months before his death, but misfiled under a separate estate number. It came to our attention during a recent audit." My fingers curled. Cassie's lips twitched. "This updated will contains an inheritance clause, one that significantly affects both of your standings." Cassie finally looked up from her phone. "What clause?" she asked, too casually. Mr. Cole opened the folder. "The clause stipulates that should either of you contest the original will in court or attempt to acquire business property through legal or financial coercion, your entire inheritance will be revoked." My heart stopped. Cassie's smile faltered. "That's absurd." "There's more," he said, flipping to another page. "The clause includes a time-limited codicil, if any party is found to have acted in bad faith regarding Hartman's Oven, such as attempting to purchase it under false pretenses or sabotage its operations, they forfeit their share of the trust and that portion will instead be granted to the other beneficiary." I stared at him. Did this mean? Cassie's phone buzzed on the table. Her fingers twitched. She silenced it without looking. "I don't understand," I said slowly. Mr. Cole looked at me. "It means if Ms. Lane has attempted to interfere with your business in any unethical manner, her inheritance from the Hartman estate may legally transfer to you." Cassie stood abruptly. "This is ridiculous. I'm not sitting here and letting you accuse me of crimes because my cousin's struggling to keep a bakery alive." Mr. Cole raised an eyebrow. "We have documentation. Multiple instances." My mouth went dry. "Several commercial property developers submitted offers to purchase your bakery's building in the past 6 months. All were routed through a shell company registered in Delaware. Upon further investigation, that shell company's agent is a known associate of Ms. Lane." Cassie's jaw tightened. I could see her calculating, spinning, ready to pivot into gaslighting mode. I was only trying to help, she said, turning to me with a falsely concerned look. "Your building's old. The market's changing. I thought selling might give you a better future." I had no idea there was some clause in Grandpa's will. Liar to or Cole looked unimpressed. The clause is legally binding. If you wish to contest it, we will proceed to court and submit all documentation. But understand, doing so will trigger a full review of your conduct. Cassie stared at him, then at me, then smirked. I'm not afraid of court, she said. I am a lawyer. You might want to reconsider, came a new voice from the door. We turned. Max Rivers stood there in a gray suit, legal pad under his arm, eyes locked on Cassie. Oh God, Max, he hadn't changed much, taller maybe, with broader shoulders, but the same piercing eyes. We'd grown up together. Went to the same high school. Drifted apart when he left for law school in Chicago. I didn't know he was back. Or working for Benson and Cole. Max? I breathed. He nodded. I've been assigned to represent the Hartman Trust in this matter. And I've already filed a motion to freeze Ms. Lane's assets pending review of the interference. Cassie's face drained of color. You can't do this. We already did, Max replied calmly. We've also obtained subpoenas for the shell company's communication logs. Cassie grabbed her purse. This isn't over, she spat, glaring at me. You think this is some victory? Fine. Keep your bakery. Watch it crumble. And with that, she stormed out. The room fell silent. I sat, stunned. Then Max walked over, set down his notes, and smiled gently. You okay? I blinked. I think so. He looked at me the way he used to when I broke my arm in 6th grade, concerned but slightly amused by my stubbornness. Want to grab a coffee and catch up, he asked, and despite everything, I nodded. In the weeks that followed, things moved fast. Cassie tried to do damage control, but the paper trail was damning. Her partners at the firm distanced themselves. She was suspended pending investigation. Meanwhile, word about what she tried to do spread. Customers rallied around my bakery. Local news even did a story, David versus Goliath, how a small-town bakery survived a corporate takeover plot. My sales tripled. The city offered me a grant to upgrade the storefront. A popular influencer ordered a custom birthday cake and posted it to her 2 million followers, but the best moment came 3 months later. Max and I were sitting on my bakery's rooftop, sharing cupcakes and wine under string lights, when he handed me a manila envelope. What's this? I asked. He smiled. The court decision. Finalized today. I opened it. It was all there. Every detail. Cassie's actions had been deemed deliberate sabotage. Her share of the trust, nearly $2.4 million, was legally awarded to me. I stared at the number. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, Max said, raising his cupcake like a toast. Just promise me you'll open that second location you've been dreaming about. I laughed, eyes stinging with happy tears. I will, I said. But only if you come with me. He looked surprised. As what? My business lawyer. My rooftop wine buddy. Maybe more. He didn't reply. He just leaned over and kissed me, and for the first time in years, I knew I was exactly where I was meant to be. 6 months later, I opened my second bakery. This one had a private rooftop patio, a glass-fronted kitchen, and a line around the block every Saturday. Cassie never showed her face in Millfield again. Max and I built something better than revenge, a life filled with trust, purpose, and warmth. Sometimes, karma doesn't come crashing in like thunder. Sometimes it wears an apron, sips wine, and smiles at the sunset, because it knows it already won.